What if what you're feeling right now is not failure, not laziness, not depression, but divine timing at work? What if the heaviness in your body, the inability to jump up and perform life, like everyone else, is not a flaw but a signal? Most people would tell you to push harder, wake up earlier, grind through the exhaustion, but what if forcing yourself would actually interfere with what God is aligning behind the scenes? There comes a moment when the very thing you think you should be doing becomes the wrong thing to do, and this might be that moment for you. You've probably noticed something strange. Your mind is awake, deeply alert, almost over-aware. You're picking up on things you used to miss, reading people more accurately, sensing changes before they happen. Your insight feels sharper than ever, and yet, your physical body will not follow the order to go. It's as though a divine hand is gently but firmly pressing pause, telling you not to move, not yet. That inner contradiction can feel unsettling, even frightening, especially when you can't explain it to anyone. This isn't a lack of motivation. It's not a season where you've given up. In fact, inside your spirit, there is motion, expansion, revelation. But outside, everything feels slow, like your feet are sinking into the ground. How do you tell someone, my soul is growing faster than my body can handle? You can't, so you remain silent. Meanwhile, society tells you to hustle, produce, perform, measure results, and that pressure creates guilt when your energy refuses to cooperate. Here's a truth most people never speak. When the soul begins transforming at a rapid pace, the body must slow down to stabilize the shift. If your awareness accelerated and your physical life accelerated at the same time, the pressure would crush you. God is preventing burnout by forcing stillness. It feels like resistance. It feels like delay, but it is actually protection. You are not being stopped because you are behind. You are being stopped because you are ahead of schedule spiritually. This strange shutdown you're experiencing didn't come randomly. It arrived at a very specific time, just as this year is preparing to close. The world is yelling, finish strong, make big moves, push to the end. Meanwhile, everything in you feels like it's shutting down physically. That difference creates confusion, but listen closely. The final stretch of any cycle is not for frantic action. It is for alignment, and chosen ones, the few who live from a deeper place, are called to alignment more than accomplishment. Maybe you've noticed that rest doesn't even feel like rest right now. You sleep, yet you don't wake up refreshed, you wake up aware. Your body still feels heavy, but your mind is observing, analyzing, discerning. On the outside, it looks like inactivity. On the inside, it feels like processing overload. That's why you question yourself. Why can't I move like I used to? Why doesn't rest fix this? Why am I mentally ready but physically restrained? Those questions are normal, and they're signs that something sacred is happening. The world teaches that effort equals success. Push harder, try more, hustle, but right now the more you push, the more resistance you feel. That is not weakness, that is God saying, movement will not come from pressure this time. Your old ways of forcing progress no longer work because you are not the old you. That version expired. This is a spiritual transition, not a productivity issue. When motivation stays alive but the body slows down, it means the transformation is internal first. People see physical pause and assume stagnation. But pause is not the absence of progress, it is preparation for acceleration. Let me repeat, pause is preparation. You are not losing momentum, you are storing it. What looks like nothing happening is actually a rebuild happening where no one can see. And rebuilds require stillness because what God is constructing in you must be rooted deeply enough to withstand what will come next. As this year ends, your soul knows what your schedule does not. Some identities are expiring. Some roles are ending, some attachments are dissolving. You can't drag who you used to be into the next chapter, so your system hits the brakes, not to punish you, but to keep you from making last-minute decisions that would trap you in an outdated version of yourself. You are being slowed down because you are shedding what you no longer need. This time of the year creates urgency in everyone else. They rush to finish everything before the clock resets, but you feel the opposite. The faster the world moves, the slower you get, and you start asking, Why am I being pulled backward? But you're not. You're being pulled inward. You are being drawn into alignment, not hustle. End-of-year energy is a loud distraction for most, but chosen ones move when instructed, not when pressured. If you feel stuck, it's not because you're failing. It's because you are being synchronized with divine timing. If you moved right now, you would move into places meant to expire. Opportunities that once seemed exciting now feel wrong because they were only temporary stepping stones, not destinations. Every door that is closing is a door that would have limited you later, and God refuses to let you shrink yourself just to feel busy. This forced stillness is dissolving your ego's cravings, the need to prove, impress, achieve quickly. When movement stops, the ego loses its power. And in that quiet space where ego goes silent, your soul takes over. You stop performing life and begin aligning with life. You stop asking, how do I get ahead? And start asking, what is true to who I'm becoming? That shift is the real progress. It's invisible progress, but it's the only kind that lasts. Yes, this season is uncomfortable. It feels like your ambition is alive, but your body is on strike. It feels like momentum is happening all around you but not within you. But look closer. The discomfort is not from emptiness. It is from expansion. You are being stretched into a new identity that your old patterns cannot support. The pause is letting the new you strengthen before the world sees you again. Identity is dissolving. Beliefs are updating. Values are shifting. Desires are narrowing into precision instead of distraction. You are losing interest in everything that drains you, and that is not a problem. That is intelligence. Spiritually, it means your compass is recalibrating away from survival and into purpose. You can no longer chase things that are not aligned with your truth. Your soul refuses to waste energy now. Thought patterns are breaking down too. You are reacting differently than before. You're less impulsive, more discerning. You question what you once accepted and detach from what no longer feels authentic. It can feel disorienting, like your whole operating system is updating without your permission. But that's exactly what's happening. Outdated programming is being removed. Conscious awareness is replacing autopilot. You are no longer living by default. From the outside, people may think you're doing nothing. But you are doing the hardest work a person can do. You are transforming inwardly. This is not the kind of growth that can be shown on social media. It's the kind that changes the entire trajectory of your life quietly, deeply, permanently. You are not being left behind. You are being rebuilt from the foundation up. Time also feels different. Days pass strangely. You cannot measure progress the way you used to because you're not progressing forward. You're progressing downward, into depth, into truth. Expansion doesn't always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like excavation. You are clearing out everything that would weaken the structure of who you are becoming. That kind of work goes unnoticed until suddenly it doesn't. Have you tried going back to old versions of yourself lately? It doesn't work anymore. You've outgrown rooms that once felt comfortable. You've outgrown relationships that once felt essential. You've outgrown dreams that once defined you. Even if you wanted to go backward, you couldn't. The door to who you were is open, but the person who could walk through it no longer exists. So hear this, you are not inactive. You are under divine construction. And construction always looks unfinished until it suddenly looks complete. When the time comes to move again, the movement will be undeniable. It will not be forced. It will not be pressured. It will be authorized. And once momentum returns, it will not stop because it will be fueled by alignment, not anxiety. There will come a moment, maybe soon, where the heaviness begins to lighten just a little. Not a dramatic burst of energy, just a gentle release of pressure. You will wake up one morning feeling the faint sense that the wall is now a doorway. That subtle shift means the inner recalibration is almost complete. The resistance is loosening because what needed to change inside you is finally anchored into place. Clarity will arrive before energy, and that is by design. You'll begin to know what's next even before you feel ready to act on it. You'll feel guided instead of guessing, and when the body finally catches up to the soul, Your path will be straight, not forced. The future will begin calling your name, and this time, your pace will match your purpose. Your desires will become focused again. The scattered impulses will be gone. You will only be drawn to what aligns, what strengthens, what resonates, nothing else. That is how you will recognize that the stillness has done its job. Your soul will no longer tolerate what drains it, only what nourishes what's coming. Rest will feel different too, not like escape but like integration. You won't wake up tired from sleep anymore. You'll wake up steady, grounded, clear. Stillness will no longer feel like punishment. It will feel like power, and power that comes from alignment cannot be shaken. What you are waiting for is not motivation. It is permission, spiritual permission. The inner yes that says, you are ready now. Move, and you will not lose yourself. Step forward, and the ground will appear under your feet. Act, and your actions will stick. That permission cannot be rushed. It arrives only when every part of you is aligned. So don't panic in this final stretch of stillness. Don't judge the heaviness too quickly. Don't force movement just because the world expects it. You are not late. You are not behind. You are simply being prepared for a life that requires a stronger version of you, a version that can only be formed in silence. And when God finally releases you into the next chapter, there will be no going back.